Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing a video all about my 2017 resolutions and goals and everything relating to the bookish field. The first thing that I'm going to talk about is Goodreads. I always participate in the Goodreads challenge every single year because it's such a fantastic way to track your reading progress throughout the year. I've seen recently a lot of booktubers have decided to make their goal on Goodreads one book. That way they don't feel any pressure throughout the year to read as many books as they want, or they don't feel bad if Goodreads is telling them that they're behind. And I think that's so great for people to do that. But I personally like having a higher number that I feel like I am striving toward throughout the year. I am not the kind of person that really lets something like that put too much pressure on me, because reading is a thing that I do for fun. So I think it's fun for me to have a higher goal and to try to aim for it. And if I don't like make it for any reason, then whatever, I still read like this many books to try to get there, which I think is wonderful. So that is where I stand on that. But with that being said, I actually am lowering my goal slightly this year. So in 2016, I ended up reading a total of 143 books. My goal was 100, so I way surpassed my goal, which I am so happy about. I just had like a really fantastic reading year, even during months where I was like, oh my gosh, I read nothing. Like, clearly I'm wrong, because I did. So I was really just pleased overall. But one of the things that I really wanted to focus on this year in 2017 is I really want to read a lot more adult fantasy, adult sci-fi, possibly even some contemporary adult literature. So I decided that I wanted to lower my goal to 75 books, which I imagine I will make with no problem, but there are some like really long series that I really want to get into, and I feel like by having that lower goal, it'll make me feel better about reading those larger books. Like for instance, the first book that I'm reading this January is The Black Prism by Brent Weeks, and that first book is like over 600 pages. Then the second book is like 700 something pages, and then the third book is over 800 pages. So like those just keep getting longer and longer, but I really want to get into that series. So there's that. I really want to finish the Mistborn series. I can't believe that I haven't read past the first book, so that is like a top priority. I also really want to read Joe Abercrombie's First Law series. I want to read the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey. I want to read some Juliet Marillier. I want to finish the Magician series by Lev Grossman, and I also want to read the remaining books that are out in the Lies of Locke Lamora series. So I just have a lot of like really giant books on my TBR, and those are going to be like my primary focus, I think, in the beginning of the year and going forward. So that's where I stand with that. Now, there are some other challenges that I signed up for. I always have fun like signing up for the challenges, and I do a monthly recap on my blog of the challenges that I'm participating in and how I'm doing on my goal throughout the year, because I do like to like track my progress and to see like where I am, if I'm like doing well, if I'm not doing well, like what's going on. So that's just like fun for me. I'm a person who loves spreadsheets, so I'm a person that loves tracking progress. So anyway, these are the 2017 reading challenges that I have signed up for. I'm gonna leave links down below to all of the blogs that are hosting the challenges, so that if you want to sign up. So the first challenge that I am partaking in, as always, is the Flights of Fantasy challenge, which is hosted by Alexa of Alexa Loves Books and Rachel of Hello Chelly. I participated in this challenge last year and I did really well, and I just love this one. And as you can tell from what I was just saying, clearly there are a lot of fantasy books on my TBR, so I feel like I'm gonna have no problem like with this challenge. This is actually the first year where they're not doing any levels. You can set your own goal of how many fantasy books you want to read throughout the year. I am going to aim for 50 fantasy books. So I want like the vast majority of the books that I read this year to be fantasy. Last year, I believe I aimed for 25 or something like that, which was the highest tier, and I blew that one away. I read, I think I read like 40 fantasy books last year. So this year I'm challenging myself to read 10 more fantasy books than I read last year. So again, I will leave a link down below to Alexa's YouTube and blog and Rachel's blog in case you'd like to sign up. The next challenge that I'm going to be participating in is the Contemporary Romance Reading Challenge. I also participated in this one last year, but this year it is moving over to be hosted by Andy of Andy's ABCs, who is someone that I really, really love. We have grown like closer over Twitter and stuff, and she's just a super nice human, and we get along really well, and I'm really excited that she's going to be hosting the challenge this year. She has more copies of Anna and the French Kiss than like anyone in the world. So for this challenge, there are tiers. I'm going to be aiming for the Grand Slam level, which is 21 books plus. Last year, I also read like 38 contemporary books. It was actually so funny. I read the same number of fantasy and contemporary books. I was like not expecting that to happen, but that was like wild. So this year I'm going to aim again for a similar level because I do feel like there are a lot of contemporary books that I have kind of let escape me because I do tend to read more fantasy, or so I thought until last year. The next challenge that I'm going to be partaking in is the 2017 New Releases Challenge. This is hosted by Lexi at Unconventional Book Views. This is a new challenge. I wasn't in one of these last year, but I realized that I really should have been because I read a lot of new releases during the year of 2016, and there are a lot of 2017 releases that I'm also excited for. So this is one that I felt like was desperately lacking from my like group of challenges from last year, and I really wanted to join one this year, so I'm glad that I found this one. So for this reading challenge, there are 5 different levels, and I'm actually going to be aiming for the lowest one, which is 1 to 30 books, or the new release newbie level, because there are a ton of backlist books that I want to read as well, and I just don't see myself reading 200 plus books, which is one of the levels. That's just like absurd to me. I could never read that much in a year. The next challenge that I'm going to talk about is the 2017 Diverse Reads Book Challenge. This is hosted by Chasing Fairy Tales and Read, Sleep, Repeat. And this is another one that I'm really eager to join in because there wasn't anything like this last year, but I love that 2016 people have really been talking so much about diverse books and so much about the importance of diverse books, which is a conversation that we really should have been having like way earlier on than this. But I just love that so many people are so interested in making it something that is important to us. And if we all like band together and show publishers that these are the books that we're interested in, that we want to see books from people with like different perspectives than our own, that we will get more of them, and that people that haven't been able to see themselves in different works that they've read so far will be able to do that, because it's very important to be able to see yourself reflected in a work at some point. It's not obviously not every single thing has to relate to you, but it's really nice to like find a character and to be like, wow, that is like me. So everyone absolutely deserves that opportunity. I'm just really glad that all of these diverse reading challenges are now existing because, like I said, I really think that this will help show publishers that this is what we need. Then I'm also going to be doing the Rock My TBR Book Challenge, which is hosted by the YA Book Traveler. I didn't do this particular one last year. I did a different one, but it was like a very similar challenge. But for the Rock My TBR one, the goal is to read at least 1 book per month that was previously published. And I don't know if it's the same this year, but last year it was also to read a book that's already been published that's currently on your shelf. So like not to buy a new book that was published in the past, but to read something you already own that was published in the past. And for this one, the goal is to read at least 1 book per month that was previously published. So for a total of 12 over the year, which is very attainable. And then the final challenge that I am going to be participating in is the Series Ender Reading Challenge. This is hosted by Sandy Farmer. I'll again leave links to all of these blogs down below. For this one, there are different levels again, and I'm going to be aiming for the 1 to 5 book level. So there are several series that I'm in the middle of that I want to finish up. There are several series that are in the middle of being published that are finishing in 2017 that I want to be caught up on. I actually did like surprisingly well with this challenge last year, so I really want to do it again to make sure that I'm holding myself accountable for finishing the series that I'm planning on finishing. Not like if I don't like something, then I have no problem stopping the series in the middle. I don't feel the need to like waste time continuing reading if it's not something that I feel like I'm interested in, but I am really looking forward to finishing up some series. So those are all of the challenges that I'm going to be participating in. Like I said, I will leave links down below to all of the sign up posts for all of these challenges that I have mentioned. You should definitely check out those pages too, because I didn't say it here because this video would be like forever, but a lot of them also host like monthly giveaways or bi-monthly giveaways. Some of them have book clubs, like the Flights of Fantasy one has a book club that they're going to be doing quarterly this year. So there are lots of other fun like challenges within those challenges. So I definitely recommend checking them all out. Let me know if you're participating in any reading challenges for this year. Maybe there are some that I haven't mentioned that you are participating in. So yeah, please let me know, and good luck to all of us in 2017. I will see you guys soon with a new video. Bye!